All right. All right. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halayim Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Arachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who taught us the truth. Honors and salutations to the elect and to the men that died doing the work of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, because they shall arise first. To the men, women, and children, I believe on the true name of the Father and the Son. The Father's name is Yahweh, he exists. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai, he is the deliverer, because he come to deliver us out of this captivity that we're in. My name is Maka Allah Ben Gad, Ben Yasharal at the Church of Philadelphia camp here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Once again, come back at you with another one. All right, and as the title says, stay circumspect. These guys are fighting a lost battle. What I mean by these guys, the Black Panther Party, man. All right, because they was once shut down from Huey Newton. Going back to that, you do the research on that. And he was, I believe, he was executed by a police officer. But now, fast forwarding to now, with this whole ICE situation and everything, they back on the scene. They've been around, but now they're trying to make another scene, and all they're doing is trying to make a name for themselves. And clearly, I'm gonna play this video, and you can clearly tell that they've been watching, listening, learning. They always been on like law wise going to laws, but you walking around with Esau's blessing, thinking that's going to save you, man. But watch, check this out, man. They try to stand boldly, but just standing for bullshit, basically. But check it out. Here we go.
I would treat everybody with courtesy and respect. It doesn't say as long as they don't disrespect me. Now, my comrade, he got heated up and I sent him off. But it don't matter what you say to me, right? You're not going to get me out of character because what I stand for means more to me than anything you can say. That's what that's supposed to mean to you. Now, you let people get you out of your character and you disrespecting the thing you say you stand for. And the reality of the matter is the slave owners, the 13 colonies, all look like you, and all the slaves look like him. And that's the point that he was making. See what I'm saying? And that's the truth.
And when he said, he said all the slaves look like this guy, the one so-called black cop, and then he said all this, the slave owners look like the Edomite looking guy, man. And then watch, they go into he was talking about I think the Irish people, which this guy, he really don't they're not spiritual men, all right? Bottom line. They're not spiritual men. They go on by the sight, and there's another video that he was talking about they stand for everybody, immigrants. Well, the Lord doesn't do that, man. All right, Lord's come back for specifics, all right, his elect. All right, and his 1/3. These guys, there's other 2/3, and you can see by the accent. But check this out, because you do have just how you know they're not spiritual, because it's because a God might look like an Edomite. You don't know he got shy spirit by the spirit. He could be a Jake, and he just say, oh, they look and they're going by the physical appearance. That's how you know these guys are fighting a lost battle, and they're not they're not spiritual men. All right, but check it out here.
Was massive would come to the slave, and he would say, look, if you help me protect my property, I won't touch your wife, I won't touch your daughter, you get a little shack at the end of the plantation. You help me catch my property. And the property you was helping catch was other black people, because the slave owners thought you had instincts that would help them catch your own people. So that's what he's telling him. He's telling him that what he's wearing, the origin of what he's wearing, is the slavers hiring him to help catch other people like him. That don't apply to you because you're not black. You're not a descendant of American slaves. But black people who were born anywhere in the United States.
Now you see that? What he said? He said black people. He keeps saying black, black, black. If the man, since he wants to be so intelligent, why don't he look up the word black? There's no such thing as a black person. All right, and this dude has on all black. That's what he's wearing. So if he don't know what he's talking about. All right, but that's how I'm saying these guys are going off of emotions. They're emotional dudes. But anyway, check it out.
Or anywhere in the Americas, all the way to South America, Central America, all the way to North America and Canada. At some point in time, if your people originate from here, your people have generations here into the slavery times, then you are descendant of slaves. All the way down to the island, all the way down to Peru, to the southern tip. And so if you got skin like his, like mine, like his, you're a descendant of slaves. You're a descendant of slaves, people who are enslaved that look like people like you.
Yo, and see that? I must pause it again, because what he said if you have skin like his, then you're a descendant of a slave, that's false information. All right, because like I said, the seeds have been mixed, the races have been mixed. All right. Prime example, Blake Griffin. We always use him. I could use my granddaughter. How she looks like a straight up Edomite. But that's my granddaughter. All right, from my son. Looked like a straight up white girl, man. You know? So they would look at her and say, oh, she's not a descendant of the slaves here in America. See, these guys, they're shallow. They're not deep, man. But anyway, keep playing this video.
So you can't really take it personal because you're in the United States of America. He just say the Cohen family, which sounds Irish, wasn't and if you are Irish, right? Hey, comrade, come here. Come on, give me the floor. Listen, if he is Irish, his people were enslaved too. And then his people came over here, and some of these people were given the option to
make indentured service, man.
Poor Chinese, the lead. They were given $5 in a plot of land. They called the $5 units. They were supposed to take the place of the Choctaw and Chickasaw chariots. Right. See what I'm saying? People look like him. With that badge, to catch other people look like him. That's what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? So, real quick, the only time they did away with Black Panthers back then when they first got started, they did not care about the Second Amendment until black people started wielding guns. And that's when they took it. Right.
And now look at him, man. Because he said that, they all hype. But anyway, man, you follow these guys, man. You following the path to destruction. All right. And anyway, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. You see these guys, they walk around with guns and all that, trying to stand up to the law. But anyway, let's go to the scriptures I got lined up. I'm going to play that video again after I finish this lesson. I'll just play it straight through at the end, you know. First scripture I want to bring out is 2 Corinthians 10:4, which I just quoted. Slakia. 2 Corinthians 10:4. All right. Matter of fact, let's start at verse. I'm gonna start at verse 1. All right, it says, "Now I, Paul, myself beseech you by the meekness and gentleness of Hamashiach, who in presence am base among you, but being absent and bold toward you. But I beseech you that I may not be bold when I am present with the confidence wherewith I think to be bold against some which think of us as if we walked according to the flesh." You know, and he said, well, some think that we walk according to the flesh. We don't, man. We're spiritual men, because if we walk according to the flesh, we'll be the ones out there doing what these guys are doing, the Black Panther Party and all that. And all they're doing is just trying to rile Jake up. They say who will rouse them up, you know? And that's what you're seeing. This is all prophecy, man, playing out right in front of your face, which we've been warning you about for years, man. All right, we're not we're not men of the flesh. Let me say that. All right, we're spiritual men. And that's what the Lord calls for. All right. So this is 2 Corinthians 10:3. It says, "For though we walk in the flesh," here we go. "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh." All right, we don't war after the flesh. And you saw those guys standing there Like they ready to go to war with the law and everything. The law was set up, man. That's Yahweh Shah's sword, man. All right. So when they're coming, and this is a preview, man. Well, there ain't a preview. It's going down because they're going to bring in foreign troops sooner or later, man. All right, the UN and all that's going to come here. The foreign troops that don't speak no, and they're not trying to hear none of that. And all you're seeing is how it's going to play out. The authority here. It's like there's a video with NYPD, but this video was in here in Philadelphia that I just played, and it was in City Hall. And I remember me and a brother went down there one time, and we was looking at the wall because it changed. It was like all this art that looked like the Denver airport, man. So we looking like, damn, yo. And this was what going into the end of last year, all right, when we went to when we was down in that area, and we looking like, damn, man, like it's about to go down next year. Something's going to happen soon. It's going to be crazy, and now look, now that happened there. It's just the spirits, man. That's all lined up, and these guys are popping up everywhere. All right, so check it out. It says, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the power of the pulling down of strongholds. And that's what we do. Why do you think they changing the laws? That's pulling down a stronghold through what? Words, man. Whose words? Yahweh Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Aracha Kwadash's words, man. All right, which is coming out of this book, man. All right, and those guys is what they're doing. They're part. Well, as it's looking right now, they're 2/3, man. They got their guns. They ready to go to war and all of it. Well, protecting. Where? Well, the Lord said, "Vengeance is His," man. How about that? Anyway, let's go back to 2 Corinthians 10, and where we at? I'm gonna read verse 4 again. It says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the power." Through the Most High, through the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of the Most High. And that's what they're trying to do, So they're going to be brought low. Because, all right, you walking around with these guns and they're okay, cool, all the neighborhood behind you. Oh, look at the Black Panthers go. Yeah, we got some. Well, guess what? They're going to end up dying because the stuff that Esau has prepared, guns ain't nothing, man. Just know that. All right? Said it. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, man. All right? So follow after these fools if you want to follow after them. It says, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach, man. That's power, not them goddamn guns, man. All right. And having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. Now check this out. Matter of fact, let's get that in the NLT, man. I want to read that in the NLT because the NLT be going in. So this is 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and 1. It says, "Now I, Paul, appeal to you with the gentleness and kindness of Hamashiach. Though I realize you think I am timid," see, like, though I realize you think I am timid in person and bold only when I write from far away. And that's crazy because, hey, man, you got people just like when Paul was in their faces, you in the spirit, you showing that love of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Chakadash. You check people, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying he was soft or nothing like that, but some people take your kindness for timidness. Like they look at the men of the Lord like they weak, they soft, because we sit back and like, yo, Lord's will not be a part of number, but sit back and like, yo, man, this is the Lord's show. We ain't going out there doing all that crazy stuff. What are we doing? We're chanting down this place, man. Through what? These words, man. All right. It says, all right, 2 Corinthians 10 and 2 in the NLT. It says, while I am beginning, Shalakia, while I am begging you, so that when I come, I won't have to be bold with those who think we act from human motives. See that? They thinking that then that's what those dudes do, man. They acting from human motives. All right. we don't like all things are spiritual, man. All right. If you understand the spirit, you know what I'm speaking about, man. But some people would take it as they just look at you as a regular man. You know, look at this nigga. He thinks he's somebody. Well, we don't think we're nobody, man. All right. But what I will tell you is the love of the Lord got to be inside of you, man. All right. So you like, man, we're not acting off human motives. And if the men that's been out here on the highways and hedges that was acting and speaking off of human motives, why are the things happening? That's what's said. Why? Because of coming out the book, man. Verse 3. It says, we are human, but we don't wage war as humans do. You see that? We are human, but we don't wage war as humans do. We use the Most High's mighty weapons. See that? We use the Most High's mighty weapons, not worldly weapons, to knock down strongholds of human reasoning and to destroy false arguments. We destroy every proud obstacle that keeps people from knowing the Most High. We capture their rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey Hamashiach. And that's what we're doing right now, capturing their disobedient thoughts and telling them they're rebellious, man. You know, rebellion is the sin of witchcraft, man. You know? And you got a lot of rebellious people out here, man. And guess what? Well, daytime is coming, man. Trust and believe that. All right? Anyway, let's go back to KJV. We're going to go to Ephesians. All right, like I said, man, these guys is crazy, man. But guess what? They're going to have a lot of people riled up, man. They already do. All right, we're going to Ephesians 6, you know. And all right, the armor. God. Matter of fact, let's read this. Ephesians 6 and 10, start at verse 10. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And that's why I told brothers, man, you're supposed to pray. You're supposed to pray, man. Anoint yourselves, man. You know, Daniel did that. He anointed himself, man. You're supposed to anoint yourself. Anoint yourself every day, man. Pray every day. Before you leave out the thresholds of your door, you're supposed to pray, because look what's going on. You're supposed to do that before it. What the scriptures tell you? Remember that Creator in the days of our youth before the evil times come. Now look what's happening now. Evil's going on the earth, man, on a high level, a very high level, man. All right. Why? Because it's judgment for this nation. It says, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle, here it goes, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood. It's the point. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. Now, this is spiritual. Against powers, against the rulers. You see that? Against the rulers of the darkness of this world. Against spiritual wickedness in the high places. Now, check this out. When you get this in a NLT, it goes hard, man. Hold on. Let's get that. All right. Let's just read this again. This is Ephesians 6 and 10 in the NLT, the whole armor of the Most High. And this is real armor, not them goddamn weapons that they going out there with to get themselves killed. Because that's not your war, man. All right? That's not your war. This war that's coming is for the destruction of this place. And if you're fighting for this place, when the Lord is already against it, the Lord is against you. That's just the bottom line, man. Point blank, period. It's that simple. You want to fight and stand for this place, the Lord is going to fight against you. All right? So Ephesians chapter 6 and 10 in the NLT, it says a final word. Be strong in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and in his mighty power. Put on all of the Most High's armor so that you will be able to stand firm against all strategies of the devil. And that's another strategy with him, throwing his Black Panther guys out there that's been washed up for I don't know how many years. You know, that's a part that's people ain't even really think about them guys. You know, now it's all about the Israelites. Everybody, Israel. Now these guys want to come back in the play. But guess what, man? They've set up to do that. All right. Verse 12, it says, for we wrestle For we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies. See that? Point blank, period. It says, for we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world. God damn. See that? Yo, that world that we talking about is the spirit world. You're going to start seeing a lot of them demons manifest themselves. You're going to see them with your own eyes, man. This place is about to get. Was that song? Shit gets wicked. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, shit's about to get wicked, man. All right, you're going to be humming like that. Well, it says, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in the dark, in this dark world, and against evil spirits in the heavenly places. See that? And against evil spirits in heavenly places. Therefore, put on every piece of the Most High's armor, so you'll be able to resist the enemy in the time of evil. Right? Then after the battle, you will stand, Slaka. You will still be standing firm. See that? You'll still be standing firm. That's the point, man. All right, put on that whole armor because we're not fighting against flesh and blood. You can go out there and fight against flesh and blood if you want, you know, and you'll see the end results. And they standing out there prideful. So anyway, let's go here to let you know. This is why you don't stand with these guys, man. Because this is Genesis. Let's take it back to the beginning, 27. To tell you Esau's blessing. And that's what they standing with. We had a blessing. Esau got a blessing. His blessing is the dew of heaven right now and a sword. You can't beat him with his blessing, man, because the Lord gave it to him. Let's go to Genesis 27 and 34. Show you what Esau's blessing is, man. And our blessing is what? The kingdom, man. So just be patient and wait for it. And let them tear what they say, you live by the gun, you die by the gun. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. Right? And the sword is the modern day gun. And whose blessing is that? They live by it. Watch, we're going to read it. All right, this is Genesis chapter 27, 34. It says, and when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety and hath taken away thy blessing. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. You see that? It says he took away my birthright and behold, but you gave it up, man. He took away my birthright and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, haste thou not to reserve a blessing for me? Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? So, this is when he was crying to Isaac. It says, and Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? See, and that's he gave Jacob the best of everything, man. His brothers to be servants, all right? And this was from the beginning of time, man. All right. And again, Isaac, when you look at it, Isaac was Yahweh in the reincarnation form. All right. Which Isaac means laughter. Yatazik, I believe. Yatazakah. If I'm not mistaken, Yatazakah is Isaac. All right. It says, verse 38, it says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. You see that? Thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword, here it goes, and by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob. See that? And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith the father, wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And they still got that same mentality. Look at Nero sitting in that office, man. And he's one of that guy. He's the one putting them people out there, but that's through spirit, power, and mercy and grace of Yahweh Shem outside, because he giving them the blueprint and everything, because it's judgment, man. And look at them; they just ran in greener. Like, look at every land that they have to take over. What they got to do about? They have to do it by force, man. They got to take it with the gun. They got to live by that sword. They can't put that thing down, man. But the Lord has got. That's why the Lord says the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. So you don't go out here stockpiling on all this guns. I'm not saying that you can't have a gun or nothing like that, but I'm not saying that's like King David, Malak Dawah. What he had? He had swords. But he's a king. He was in, had his army and he fought. But did he trust in that? No, he didn't trust in the sword, man. He trusted in Yahweh Shem outside. And that's the same thing with us, man. You gotta trust in the Lord, man. Like I said, man, Lord's willingness is edifying. Like I said, I'm gonna play this video again. I'm gonna get up out of here. But don't follow these guys, man. It's the second video I done did on these guys. And listen, man, the days are evil, man. All right, that's all I'm saying. The days are evil. So hold on. Let me find a video again so I can play it for you. Just bear with me. All right, hold on. All right, here we go.
I would dignify everyone I encounter during the commission of my ship. I would treat everybody with courtesy and respect. It doesn't say as long as they don't disrespect me. Now, my comrade, he got heated up and I sent him off. But it don't matter what you say to me, right? You're not going to get me out of character because what I stand for means more to me than anything you can say. That's what that's supposed to mean to you. Now, you let people get you out of your character, then you disrespecting the thing you say you stand for. And the reality of the matter is the slave owners, the 13 colonies, all look like you, and all the slaves look like him. And that's the point that he was making. See what I'm saying? And that's the truth. It's irrefutable. And that bad origin of it is slave catcher patrol. And them, the origin of black people being slave catchers was master would come to the slave and he would say, look, if you help me protect my property, I won't touch your wife, I won't touch your daughter, you get a little shack at the end of the plantation. You help me catch my property. And the property you was helping catch was other black people. Because the slave owners thought you had instincts that would help them catch your own people. So that's what he's telling him. He's telling him that what he's wearing, the origin of what he's wearing, is the slave.
That's right, bro. That's right, my guy.
Other people like him. Now, it don't apply to you because you're not black. You're not a descendant of American slaves. But black people who are born anywhere in the United States, or anywhere in the Americas, all the way to South America, Central America, all the way to North America and Canada. At some point in time, if your people originate from here, your people have generations here into the slavery times, then you are a descendant of slaves. All the way down to the island, all the way down to Peru, to the southern tip. So if you got skin like his, like mine, like his, you're a descendant of slaves. You're a descendant of slaves, people who are enslaved that look like people like you. So you can't really take it personal because you're in the United States of America. He just say the Cohen family, which sounds Irish, wasn't and you are Irish, right? Hey, comrade, come here. Come on, talk. Give me the floor. Listen. If he is Irish, his people were enslaved too. And then his people came over here, and some of his people were given the option to make families with the poor Chinese, the lead family. They were given $5 in a plot of land, they called the $5 units. They were supposed to take the place of the Choctaw and Chickasaw Cherokee tribes. See what I'm saying? People look like him. With that badge to catch other people look like him. That's what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? So, real quick, the only time they typically come from Black Panthers, back then when they first got started, they did not care about the Second Amendment until Black people started wielding guns. And that's when they took
That's right.
they was hyped for nothing, man. But anyway, another thing before I close out, he kept saying slaves, slaves, slaves. Well, who were the slaves, man? How about that? Who were the slaves that you're speaking about? Israelites, man. All right. He's not going to say that, you know, because they can't. Their Black Panther Party is under that 501c3 charter too, man. You know? So hey man, these guys, man, the hell with them dudes, man. They gonna get themselves killed and whoever ride with them, man. All right. So stay circumspect, man. So Lord's willingness was edifying. You got something out of it. Just stay, hey man, all hell is breaking loose, man. All right. So with that, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone, to tell us the truth. Honors and salutations to the elect. Until next lesson, I'm gonna say Mawafa Baba Ball, Kwam Yasharala. Shalom. Stay up, Israel.